Now, you grew up with him. Where's his head at right now, and what are we seeing?
We're seeing a very desperate man, somebody who knows that his best option is to cling to power no matter who gets hurt in the process. Obviously, there really isn't any way for him to do that legitimately. So he's going to pursue whatever illegitimate means that he has at his disposal. And, it's really troubling because it's not just that Donald is hurting himself, which he is doing by continuing to play this out to these absurd lengths. He's doing serious damage to our democracy, to people's faith in the American electoral process. And he's also undermining the legitimacy of the incoming administration, which is going to make it that much harder for President Biden and Vice President Harris to get us out of these interconnected crises that we're all suffering from right now.
Mary, I've got to tell you, you're literally the only adult Trump that I can stand watching on TV right now. Everybody else, I mute. But you're right about growing up as a Trump in your best-selling book, Too Much and Never Enough. And I think about you all the time. How has your life changed after the book's release? You used to visit with your aunt. You used to talk to some of these people. Are there members of your family you still speak with even after the book was released?
If we're talking about my dad's family, no. But that was honestly the case before the book came out. For reasons I don't completely understand, my aunt stopped communicating with me. So that had nothing to do with the book at all. And after 2000, which is when we settled the lawsuit about my grandfather's estate, I really wasn't in touch with anybody other than my aunt. So in terms of my family, nothing's changed at all, actually. So the only thing that's changed is that I get to be on shows like this in my living room.
Well, Mary, President Trump continues to publicly claim that he won the election, even saying that his own FBI and DOJ departments may be involved in a ploy to rig the election, which Attorney General Barr said isn't true at all. Do you believe that President Trump really believes he won this and is being cheated out of something, or is something else going on?
It's a great question, and it's pretty complicated because on the one hand, it is impossible for Donald to believe that he lost. He's lost before in his life, but he's never had to be in a situation in which he can't somehow turn that loss into a win, either through cheating or buying his way out of a jam or using somebody else's connections and power. There's literally nothing he can do about this. So it's sort of unfathomable because in my family, losing was literally the worst thing you could do. So it's putting enormous amounts of pressure on him. So on the one hand, he can't admit it to himself because that would suggest that there's no way for him to get out of this mess. So he's going to continue to undermine people's faith in our government and our institutions. And again, it's just another 48 days he has to keep, taking a wrecking ball to the United States government.
This as a saving grace for him, like to pretend that he won, to raise all this money, to destroy the institutions. You said a minute ago, how is he, you said he's hurting himself also. Before I ask my prescribed question, I wanted to follow up on that. How is he hurting himself, in your mind?
Well, he's making himself look like a sore loser. He's behaving like an immature bully who the only thing he has left right now is his grievance. And I think, yes, there's some people for whom that won't change anything. His most ardent supporters aren't going to be bothered by that at all. But I think it does two things. It is going to increase his irrelevance after the inauguration. And I think it increases the urgency for holding him accountable when he no longer